Well, welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. You've caught me having a banana sandwich. Look, in fact, it's Harley's fault. He said, I'm going to make a banana sandwich. He's chopped all his up properly, but I'm having mine like a hot dog. But it's a banana. Oh, banana sandwiches. Yummy. Well, how are you, everybody? Let's have a little look at what we're talking about today. Here is the question, so we're getting ready for our recording our 8 shows we're recording in 2 days down at the Tivoli Theatre in Wimborne. If you're a member of Ustream, you can come in for nothing in the afternoon shows. There's 2 shows in the afternoon. They both start at 2:30 in the afternoon, one after the other. And then there's 7:30 in the evening. You can buy tickets for at the Tivoli Theatre. Here is the number you can call, or the link, whatever that you dial in to go and get yourself online. And that's going to be really good. Miles Crawford, me, Bobby Davro, loads. And John Maloney joining as captain of the left team. And he's a very, very good comedian. Talking of comedians, we are selling really, really quickly now down at the Gaiety Bar in Southsea on the 17th and 18th. Me, Jimmy Jones, Mike Osmond, Bobby Davro. And talking of Bobby Davro, we recorded last couple of days ago. I forget, it's a bit confusing, isn't it, bank holidays? But we recorded the show up in Great Yarmouth at the Britannia Theatre on the pier there. And we raised, I think, round about £20,000 for the Caister lifeboat crew. And I want to publicly thank Bobby there, because you've probably seen in the papers, folks, that his fiancée, Vicky Wright, and Vicky, who stars alongside us lot here in Jim's Sunday Sandwich, she's very ill. And Bobby is spending a lot of time by her side, as he is her daughters and family all around her. And Bobby is still trying to carry on his commitments while staying there and showing his love for her. Unfortunately, the papers doorstepped him a bit, and he was forced to speak to them. But nevertheless, his heart is breaking. Our hearts is breaking for Vicky, and of course the family, Kelly, and everybody. Everybody, the pain you must be all going through is staggering, and we wish you well. Talking of someone going through pain, I just see here today that Lee Rigby is preparing herself for the 10th year anniversary of Lee Rigby's death. Remember Lee Rigby? He was a young soldier that was rammed by 2 men and killed, and chopped up basically. And the public tried to help, and there's a film of it. It's a famous film. These 2 men, 2 black men, have decided, for the reasons best known to them, I guess, that they're going to kill this soldier. And he was just coming home from somewhere, walking back to the barracks in Woolwich, where I grew up. And they crashed a car into him and then really set about him with knives. And the thing that I'd like to ask everybody here is this poor mum, Lee Rigby, 10 years, her son has been brutally murdered, and she must look at other things that's gone on. Somewhere else where I lived, round in Kibrook, Stephen Lawrence was murdered by a group of white people, and he suffered for no reason at all other than the fact he was black. I don't know all the stories about it, but what I do know is that there is a Stephen Lawrence Day. Now, there's a Stephen Lawrence Day, and Stephen Lawrence's mother is in the House of Lords. She's been made a baronet. And you must ask the question, Lee Rigby, wouldn't she look nice in ermine? Or does just anyone that gets murdered's parents get put into the House of Lords? Why is this? Why is there no Lee Rigby Day? Is it because he was a white man killed by black men as opposed to a black man killed by a white man? Let's try and get a level playing field in this country, eh, folks? How about that? Why don't we try that? And of course, we've got the King's coronation coming up. So are they now saying the King has to apologise for slavery? Well, I know he doesn't pay much for his footman, but I think it's a little bit much to go on about that. I've got my other thing. Look, my script here is quite amazing. I just scribbled down all these little bits and pieces. So we need a Lee Rigby Day. I'd like to have a Clive Brandy Day. You don't know Clive Brandy, do you? Right, here's a picture of him. And that was his wife at the time, Iris Williams. And she was a Welsh woman, mixed race woman, And she had a hit record. She had a deep voice. He was beautiful. She was a bit Cleo Laney. She was very, very good in cabaret. And Clive, being the world's worst comedian and the world's worst agent, became her husband. And they opened a pub down Ascot way, and he pioneered all-day drinking, even when it wasn't allowed. And Clive was just the greatest bloke to be around. He's dead now. He's been dead. He would have been 84 today, would old Clive. I think about him every day, because whenever he walked in a room, he brightened it up. You know, some people could brighten up a room just by leaving. You think, Clive is here. He was the rudest, most obnoxious man in the world. I remember a great story, and I'll leave you with this as we nip over to Ustream, and I'll have a moan about other things. You should join Ustream, by the way. And if you join Ustream tonight, for £4, whatever it is, for the month, you can then come and see a show for nothing tomorrow that will cost you 15 quid. You've already won. Clive Brandy and me and a few of us were backstage in a dressing room at Blazers at Windsor. I think it was one of my Christmas shows, and the dressing room was packed with these hangers-on and people. And Clive Brandy was there drinking, and George Sava, the bloke who ran the place, he was another great character, another one gone. Well, apparently I'd sworn in front of this posh woman, and she didn't like that. So she said to my road manager, Rick Price, do you mind him to stop using this language? He said, well, it's his dressing room, love. If you don't like it, you might as well fuck off. And so she turned her nose up and went. And George Sava said, Jesus Christ, Jim, you can't throw that bloke out. Do you know who he is? That's how he spoke. Do you know who he is? He's the richest man in Windsor. He's got 3 oil wells. And Clive turned round and said, well, fucking well. Happy birthday, dear old Clive. Okay, boys, turn the page. Let's have a moan. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video and want to see more, be sure to go to ustream.com and sign up. If you're a cheapskate, click subscribe down below, and then turn notifications on so you never miss another video.